In today's lesson, we will practice setting up our hand positions by learning the song Mexican Jumping Beans. Let's get started. Like we have done in our previous packages, we will begin by placing our hands in the correct position. To review, the song will be in our C position, so let's take a second to remember where that is. We will be starting with our right hand thumb on middle C and our left hand pinky on low C. Place your hands in the correct position, and when we're all ready, let's get started with this first section. In this first measure, we will be taking steps up from middle C to our finger number 4. In the next measure, we will play our finger number 5 twice and then switch down to our left hand finger number 1. Take a moment to practice this with your parents first, and parents, we will be focusing especially on the importance of hand position in these next few packages. Now that we're comfortable in our C position, have your child practice this section, ideally without looking at their hands. If their hands are in the correct position, they should be able to follow along with the finger numbers. As you have practiced with intervallic reading, they should at this point feel comfortable with taking steps, skips, and switching between hands. Try and make sure their eyes stay on the music for this song. When we're all ready, let's try playing this section together. I'll give us a countdown. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome job! If you'd like to repeat this section, feel free to go back and do so. Now let's move on to the next two measures. From where we left off, we'll be starting on our right hand finger number 5 and taking steps down to our finger number 2. In the next measure, we will play our finger number 1 on middle C, and then we will switch to our left hand finger number 1, and then skip down to our finger number 5 on low C. Take a moment to practice this with your parents first, and parents, like we were talking about, make sure that your child's eyes stay on the music. If the skip in the left hand is still a little bit shaky, no worries. Feel free to practice this section as much as you need to until your child feels comfortable keeping their eyes on the music. When we're all ready, let's try playing this section together. I'll give us a countdown. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job! If you'd like to repeat this section for more practice, feel free to go back and do so. Now let's move on to the next line of our music. In this next section, we will be starting with our finger number 5 on low C and taking steps up to our finger number 2. In the next measure, we will play our finger number 1 twice and then switch up to our right hand finger number 1 on middle C. Take a moment to practice this first, and let's remember to try and keep our eyes on the music. When we're all ready, let's play this section together. I'll give us a countdown. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounding great. If you'd like to go back and practice this section again, feel free to do so. Otherwise, let's move on to the last section of our piece. We'll be starting with our left hand thumb and going down in steps to our finger number 4. In the last measure, we will play our finger number 5 on low C twice, and we will end the song by playing the highest C on our piano. Take a moment to practice this first, and parents, if you need to review where the different C's are on our piano, feel free to take a second to do so. We'll simply be playing whichever C note is the highest on our piano. When we're all ready, let's play this final section together. I'll give us a countdown. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job! If you'd like to go back and practice these sections one more time, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're done with Mexican Jumping Beans. Parents, to help your child practice this week, feel free to review the C position. You can also try out the bonus exercise above. Another thing we suggest is having your child play the piece while keeping their eyes only on the music. This will not only help them with their hand-eye coordination, but it will allow them to better practice their finger numbers too. Last but not least, don't forget to annotate and practice in sections. Happy practicing!